What's up, everybody? This is your girl, Onney, the CEO, and you're back for another week, another fire segment. The young man that I have on the show today is definitely living his life outside the box from coast to coast. So I need you guys to buckle up your seatbelts because you're now plugged in, tuned in, tapped in to Outside the Box. We here on Outside the Box definitely appreciate you following the journey and keeping up with all the segments. And as you know, we keep artists, individuals, and business owners that are living outside the box who are multi-dimensional. And so the young man that I have today, he's definitely doing that. I want you guys to give it up for Mr. D.O.G.
Yo, what's good? Hey, say
I still called you Mr. D.O.G.
It all works. You know what I'm saying? You got many hats, many names.
Many hats, many names. You know how I know how that goes.
Yes, you do.
So I know who you are, and we'll share the little tidbit later about how close we really are. But for those that are listening and watching, I want you to tell the world who you are and what all you do.
Okay. So depending on how you know me, you can call me the sock guy. You can also call me Mr. D.O.G. from the music, you know what I'm saying? Been up there in the great Northwest putting it down for about 20 years, 2 decades, if you want me to simplify it for you. And then I got this little gym thing going on called Revolushon Fitness.
Now, where you reside now?
I'm up in Tacoma, Washington.
Tacoma, Washington. Yeah. So how you like it?
Man, I love it. It has its ups and downs, you know what I'm saying? Everybody always talk about the rain up there, right? But we got some of the best tasting water. We got the best loud, you know what I mean? And on top of that, you can get a little bit of everything. You know, we got beaches up there, we got mountains up there, you can go skiing up there, you know what I'm saying? You go on the water, we got your boat, you land things. There ain't nothing you can't do in that state.
Now, there's so many layers to you, and I'm going to try to cover them all. But I want to go back, take a little trip down memory lane. Now, you started in the music game, like you said, about 20 years ago, and you've done features with different people and everything. So tell me about your journey in music. Where did that start? Is it still going? What we have to look forward to, et cetera, et cetera?
Yeah, like I said, it started about 2 decades ago. Just a dude on the West Coast, seeing some of my peers do their thing and like, you know what, this is what I'm already doing, right? But it's time for me to take that next step. Now that the door seemed a little more visible for everyone to actually do. You still had to put the work in, you know, wasn't no social media back then. But yeah, met with some people before they actually got big, kind of all grew together, continued to work with people, you know, like the likes of E40. I've done some stuff with Devin the Dude. I remember when Ludacris was still on the radio and he was Lover Lover, you know what I'm saying? So it was Chris Lover Lover, yeah. So been around for a minute just doing the music, tapping in, and representing both the 713 and the 253.
I like that. Now, the music culture is definitely very different on the West Coast than it is in the South. Yeah. And I want to give the people here that are watching in the South, now, mind you, we are everywhere, but for those out in the South, our Atlantas and our Texas people, we want to give you guys a little taste of what that West Coast bang be like. So check out My City, Big Shon.
Take you to a Southern Kitchen, Jason Lee, Sprague Avenue, and Frisco Freeze. Then the People's Park, Nexus People's Center. Back when everybody got their curls from Mildred's. Like the Sheridan, Yellow House, I'm wiggling. Before 18, only had one entrance, then the cemeteries. Stop and Martin, every day's a new episode at Ferry Park. The hood was deep in front of Cats 016, or on 23rd, shooting 456, or at Shiby's, you know the 8 stayed lit. And you hit MSM to get that good sandwich. Good times in the back of Browns, McCabe was always going down. The Rain Tree was the hottest joint in the town. Till it come on the late nights, when the front in the daytime, the ladies, yeah, they stay fine. This is the Puget Sound. That's my city, I love my city. Quarter trade, baby, let me show you hit it with me. Back home, baby, come on, show me that you miss me. Get a young seed, planted on Ash Street. Used to hit them back streets to roam MLK. Creep up to Urban Park so I could do my thing. Moved out to the east so I could move my way. Surrounded at a young age by them ESPs, KOs, PBS, but I still kept a G. 6'4", bending corners with the young Yaki. He said I'm good in every hood, so navigate with ease. Club 907 for the ETC. Won't hit your tree unless it came from V. We came from Z-E-R-O. Now I'm in that Carlo SS. Not worry about tomorrow. They say my city changing, but as far as I know, the real is here to stay, and I put that on my grave on the low. Do it for the T till I'm ghost. B-L-A-N-C to the O, yeah.
That's my city, I love my city. Quarter trade, baby, let me show you hit it with me. Back home, baby, come on, show me that you miss me. Get them hands up and let me know you rockin' with me. That's my city, I love my city. Quarter trade, baby, let me show you hit it with me. Back home, baby, come on, show me that you miss me. Get them hands up and let me know you rockin' with me.
R.I.P. Yella F. Loken Looney. No good coon to acid and little Scooby. Q-Dog, big draws, my young hitter Louie. Kenlo, insane, big flash and chewy. Little Wee, Maya, Pan, and Moosey. Troy, lovable, Doggy Dog, and Spooky. Michael Jr., Preston, 2-2, when Tom, the little tank, young A-Rock, half pint, and Ballsy. Bo PJs, Little Monster, and Boinky. Jeffrey, half pint, and all the other homies. Clown Chaz and Wacky, JB and Cliff. Lil Slayer, Trey Good, Lil Blue, K Swiss. Cause that's on the set. All you niggas miss, but we gon' keep holding you down. I mean that shit. Trina set up Yellow Day, and I can't think of a better way to celebrate my ninjas who ain't here today.
That's my city, I love my city. Quarter trade, baby, let me show you hit it with me. Back home, baby, come on, show me that you miss me. Get them hands up and let me know you rockin' with me. That's my city, I love my city. Quarter trade, baby, let me show you hit it with me. Back home, baby, come on, show me that you miss me. Get them hands up and let me know you rockin' with me.
And that was My City from Mr. D.O.G., also known as Big Shon. Now, that, like I said, it was different sound than what we have here. Are you familiar with any cultural differences from the South as opposed to the West?
No, definitely. You know, it's screwed up down here. You know, it's slow, it's chill, it's real mellow. West Coast is more funkified. You know what I'm saying? So it's got more of that 70s sound, that zap sound. You know, we do a little bit of everything, but that's generally what you're gonna hear is funk.
I like that. It got a whole different sound to it. This my city. I love my city.
Yes,
now,
ma'am.
you also came out with a song called Black King.
Yes,
What
ma'am.
was the inspiration behind that song?
Man, our identity as a whole, being here in America, they constantly, they didn't just strip us, they constantly are continually to subconsciously continue to strip the black man to make him feel worthless. You know, I see, as Dr. Umar said, he says, well, a lot of times we go out our way and we buy things that we can't even afford in our lifetime because we think that those things give us worth. And those things are nothing but material things. Like they say, some people out here think of you, you know what I'm saying, you're still a monkey in a Benz, you know what I'm saying, for lack of better words to say, right? So yeah, you can have all the belongings, but you still don't feel that doesn't give you a fulfillment.
Right.
Well, we're black kings. We come from power. We are the original man. Nothing started here without us, and we ain't leaving before anybody else, no matter how hard they try.
To
So
exterminate us.
I guess it was a thing of just reminding all the black men out there who we are. There's so many things trying to tear us down all the time. We need to remember that there's some strength in us, and despite the harassment by the police, despite what people think that we're supposed to feel or we're supposed to be in the streets, like they say, you know what I'm saying, that there's so much more than just the streets, and there's so much more to a title, and there's so much more to you.
And you know, it's so many of our black men end up in the system.
Yes, ma'am.
So, and they come out, some men come out knowing that they can change the trajectory of their future, and then some people feel like because they have that X on their back that they can't create their own lane. So what would you have to say to black men that are starting over or trying to start from wherever they are that might have an X on their back? What type of encouragement could you give them today?
Well, first of all, I'm going to say I was one of them men. So I'm not speaking from a not knowing position. I'm not going to say it's easy, but what I'm going to say is it's never too late to grow. You know what I'm saying? It's never too late to learn. You only stop dying you only start dying when you stop trying. So as long as we grind, there's opportunities out there for us. There's never too late to build the culture back, to work with each other, which is what we need to do more of, recycle our money with each other. But just to keep going, there's people just like you that would love to help you. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I would say.
Well, let's check out Black King.
Yes, ma'am.
Pull up game, hella lit, yeah. Pull up game, hella lit, yeah.
The blueberries and cherries go in rotation. Another driving while black violation. Here goes the conversation. Did I do something wrong? Boy, you're trying my patience. Let me see your license and registration. Was this your hating? We can skip the procrastination. I'm legit as fuck and I ain't been drinking. I don't know nothing. I ain't seen Nathan. Cuffs cranking. Headed to the station. Cause Goofy says I got a violation of probation. Now he trying to press me about some cold cases. What the fuck? Do I look brand new? All the shit I've been through, motherfucker, coming new. I got L's and I's, paid all my fines, and you still ain't explain why you hit me with the lights. Can't a black man just get his life right without you and your boys trying to sit me down for
Young
life?
Black King, he's a problem. He ain't sleep like the rest of them. He drive nice whips, keep his lips zipped, stay drift. Pull up game, hella lit, Black King, he's a problem. He ain't sleep like the rest of them. He drive nice whips, keep his lips zipped, stay drift. Pull up game, hella lit, yeah. Pull up game, hella lit, yeah. Pull up game, hella lit, yeah.
Weekend in the county, I'm fresh out. And the 12s already got scouts in front my house. They trying to jam me, so it seems. Do me like Bambi from Imperial Dreams. So I go in the front, slip up the back, hop in the lack, mob to the trap, cop me some yak. Hit J Uno, I need me a track. Blaze a slap back and blow some steam with the rap. Back in these streets, chauffeur by my side piece, got my Roscoe, so these plates gotta be clean. Now my P.O. wants to fade. All on my line, demanding some
Young
lemonade.
Black
Shit.
King, he's a problem. He ain't sleep like the rest of them. He drive nice whips, keep his lips zipped, stay drift. Pull up game, hella lit, Black King, he's a problem. He ain't sleep like the rest of them. He drive nice whips, keep his lips zipped, stay drift. Pull up game, hella lit, yeah. Pull up game, hella lit, yeah. Pull up game, hella lit, Young Black King, he's a problem. He ain't sleep like the rest of them. He drive nice whips, keep his lips zipped, stay drift. Pull up game, hella lit, Black King, he's a problem. He ain't sleep like the rest of them. He drive nice whips, keep his lips zipped, stay drift. Pull up game, hella lit, yeah. Pull up game, hella lit, yeah. Pull up game, hella lit, yeah.
Ask you some real simple questions and I want some real simple answers. You understand?
And that was Black King. So now I want to get all into your business and how you cultivated an idea and manifest it into something real. But before we do, I want to take a quick commercial break from Revolushon Fitness.
I'm so blued up, so trued up. Blue fat laces in my fresh blue chucks. Blue bandana, so you know what's up. With 22 inches on my blue Chevy truck. Blue carpet treatment, Henny in my blue cup. Life has always been good, even before I blew up. Rap so sick, leave you blue in the face. You can catch me on the road with my blue suitcase. Big power moves made on my Bluetooth. Groupies jock at the chest to fuck me till my nuts are blue. Moving blue pills, trying to make a little change. True to the game, like the blue blood in my veins.
Now that's what I call living outside the box. So now that we've talked about your music, I want to talk about your fitness career and what you're doing in your community to raise awareness on health and wellness, because we all know that health is wealth. So when did you get into fitness?
Believe it or not, I've been doing that for 2 decades too. You know,
Okay.
like I said, many names, many hats. So in my side times between time, and actually when I started blowing up in music, I had a little setback. Like I said, I had to go sit down for a minute. So from there, I got out. They made sure I had to do something. I tried the training. I was like, yeah, I kind of like this. This is smooth. You know what I'm saying? I wear sweats and make other people sweat. I change people's lives. And all of a sudden, the reciprocation of love that I'm getting back from what I'm putting in was just, it kind of got addicting. So I've been doing it ever since.
So where did you come up with the idea, the vision to open up your own gym?
Well, that came with wanting to change. I didn't want to be in a box scenario, so I didn't want to be like the big corporations where even some of them was like, pretty much in a mission statement, F you pay me, right? And so when you didn't have that, I went to the private sector and I did a few things, and believe it or not, my hustle was so strong that even some of the places I worked at got jealous because even their people started asking, hey, can I switch over to him? And they're like, well, he's not working for me. They like, I know I still want to see him. So that would become jealousy. And then you had the whole thing. So people kept asking me, well, why don't you open your thing? I just didn't want to sit down.
Right.
Then COVID happened. Right.
Man, COVID shut everybody down.
Because before that, I was able to just move and flex everything. I could do the music. I have like 6 different hustles, right? And it gave me the freedom to do that because it wasn't my gym. But when COVID happened, you know, tours stopped happening and all these things where we were shutting it down for a lot of artists. So if you wasn't actually having like battles or live concerts online and not guaranteed to even get no money from that, you're just trying to keep your fan base, right?
Right.
And you didn't have a side hustle, then I was like, okay, it's perfect. This is the time to build my gym.
Yes.
And so the gym took off. It ain't stopped going. You know what
I
I'm
know,
saying?
because I've been watching you, and you have like an amazing team that you built. You have trainers there. You work with children, adults, women, men. I mean, you getting it in.
Yeah, athletes too. So.
Athletes too. So tell me
ma'am.
about that. How does it feel to be able to sit back and see that something that you envision in your mind, that, you know, the universe, God made provision for it, and it's thriving and it's growing even after a pandemic?
Well, not to sound braggadocious, but I mean, you got to have some confidence at some point, right? So it's never that you don't think you can do it, right? So it was always knowing I can do it. It's just, what do I have to put into it?
Yeah.
But to actually see it come to fruition, man, it's a blessing, right? And to see how it's come together, it's a blessing. You know, I expected it, but when you dream, you see things, but to see it go past your dreams at a rapid pace. So I couldn't dream fast enough for the way it's moving.
Yeah.
So in that essence, man, it's a beautiful thing. I don't even have words to describe it. I just know it's moving faster than I can envision it at this point. So I'm trying to think bigger, but before I can think bigger, it's happening bigger on its own. In fact, we just expanded. So yeah.
That's how you know when you are walking in your calling.
Yeah.
Because showing up is all you really have to do. Show up and put the work in, and everything else is just gonna flourish after that.
Yes, ma'am.
So I commend you for that. So what services you like you said, you offer personal training and?
So we do post rehab, we do personal training, we do PT tests. So whether you be a cop or you're in the military, because you know there's new expectations in the test. They do different formats for testing in the military. So we get a lot of the military prepared for that because they're just now about to start taking that. COVID, they extended it extra year before they had to take it. So it's a lot of them had to get ready. It's not the basic training that they've been doing.
Now I noticed that in a lot of your promotion, in a lot of your art, you also include your sons in the mix, which is so super dope. Shout out to my nephews.
Yeah, there you go.
Because this is my brother, for those that are watching.
Hey, in real
life, yes. Yeah. And as you heard him say, he got like 6 different hustles. As you know, the apples don't fall far from the tree.
Nah,
because I wear like a million hats too.
Like they say, it's not on you, it's in you.
In you, yeah, definitely in us, baby.
Say that then.
So being able to work with nephews and just see them being able to train with their dad is so freaking cool. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So how is that?
Oh, that was love, because my youngest son was actually in sports when I really got super strong into it. So his coaches were like, well, why do you come so advanced for kids? So it was just like, yeah, because he has training. And now, you know, training is actually where it's at. It's like almost a mandatory now if your kid wants to be on the team, right? If he's going to play on a select level, otherwise you're just paying to be there. Right. So it's beautiful to see that with my youngest son, my oldest son. You know, he's kind of mocking someone, well, not mocking. He's kind of following in my footsteps, right? So he's got his clothing line, he's got his branding company. You know what I'm saying? Route 586. Make sure y'all check that out. He does a nationwide thing. It's beautiful. And he even got into music. And so even when he was in college and he was about to graduate from college, he's like, you know what, Dad? I think I want to make a rap album. I'm like, whoa. You just graduated with a degree in communication and you just want to do rapping? Did you do that during the 4 years of communication? I did some stuff, but so how about we keep the communication open and I'll work with you on some music? So we did the single and you guys got a dose of it in my city, which, you know, I love to do that. And we did some shows and that was beautiful, turning him on to things like he's done shows, but to see the crowds that he saw compared to the crowds he was first doing, it was nice, right? And then we got the video and just spending that time and strengthening what's already a strong bond was beautiful.
That's so dope. Dope dads matter. And even if you have to go and sit down for a little while, it's so important to come back and reconnect. And so I salute you for being a dope dad.
Yes.
Man, so for those that want to get in contact with Revolushon Fitness, where are you guys located again?
We're in University Place. That's really like on the border of Tacoma, Washington, you know, up north next to Seattle. You can find us on www.revolutionfitness.com. That's what SHON, my name inside of it, revolutionfitness.com. You can also check us out on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? You can check us out on Facebook and just pretty much any social media platform you're looking for, or the website, or you can call us at 253-414-3823.
All right. Now, I do want to ask you, because we talked about how, you know, it's so cool that you involve your sons and everything. Now, how do you juggle between your clients that you have, running a fully running gym, and you still, even though you kind of fell back, you still dabble in the music. If it's not behind the scenes, it's in front of the scenes. So how do you balance it all?
Man, all day is that what I can say. It's an all day journey.
I know, because sometimes I call you like, sis, I'm busy right now. I'm going to hit you back. And
yeah, but the good thing is it's all things I love to do. So, you know, when you love it, it don't always feel like work, even though you're working. Work. You know, so, I mean, there's moments where you like, it's never going to be perfect, but for the love of it, for the passion that you have, it don't seem like so much work. So, I eat, breathe, and sleep it, you know. And if I'm switching, what I do is I switch from one to the other. If I start feeling a little burnt out, I may take a day off from this one and put a little extra day on that other one, so that it just gives me that breath of fresh air, so that I'm always able to, you know, it's like watching different TV shows or reading different books, so you don't just get burnt out.
Now, you're a businessman. You're a black businessman, business owner. What are some of the heavy lessons that you've had to learn in your journey?
I think the first one, because again, I actually started from the school of hard knocks. I didn't go to school for business and learn all of that. Is one thing is people think that if they get their own business that they get to work less. No, you actually work more, right? And if you want to be successful, you got to put the work in. And once the ball starts rolling, does not mean slow down. In fact, you probably want to speed up so that you can expand. So just knowing what it takes to make your business succeed, and always have a vision, always have your goals. Don't just stop with your one goal. You should have a 10-year plan, you should have a 5-year plan, and you should have a 1-year plan each year, a 3-year plan, and a 1-year plan of how you're going to get to that 3-year, how you're going to get to that 5-year, how you're going to get to that 10-year. And check it off and see what your pace is. Check the status of whatever business you're doing, what is the new thing coming in. Don't get left behind in what you're doing, because life never stands still. If you stand still, you start falling behind. You
know, that's true, because life and success is like the news.
Yes.
And what I mean by that is something can hit the news today, and it's the hot topic. You know, they talked about what's the girl that ran away? Oh, fake to Carly, whatever her name was.
Yeah.
She was trending for maybe a hot week and a half. They on to something else.
Yeah.
And the same thing goes for music. If you put something out, you got to stay consistent. You can't be a one-hit wonder and put something out and then think, oh, okay, I'm finna make it. You might get a few back in the day when they had the Ringo deals.
Yeah.
You know, the single and the ringtone.
Yeah.
A lot of people ate off that.
Yeah.
But now the culture of music have changed. Again, 20 years ago, we didn't have, social media wasn't popping like it is now. We didn't have the Instagrams and the TikToks and all that other stuff.
Exactly. Even your social media is a full-time job. If you're not posting every day, people stop following. They want to see new content all day, every day.
By the way,
All
I'm
day,
still
every day.
hiring for a content creator for my social media
Make
page.
that too.
Listen.
You can get it all in the family
Yeah.
right now. Come get this
Okay.
family money.
Nephew, I need you. Come look out for
Yeah.
your auntie, okay?
Mhm.
Yes. So, if that was something that you could have did different,
Mhm.
like if you go back and change the hands of time, what would it have been?
Man, that's tough. That's tough. I would have to say, start sooner. That would be my thing. Going through what I'm doing and knowing I had the opportunity, I kind of slowed up. And when I first started, I had to learn some of the stuff I just said, where I was like, okay, this is gonna come that way. I'm gonna take my time. I'm gonna take a break. I can take this break. But again, a lot of doors get closed on you. A lot of opportunities when we start, like basically when we get ahead. Us, you know what I'm saying? When we get ahead, what happens is the rules start changing.
Yes.
So the thing about it, when you start getting ahead, you need to get ahead and you need to stay on top of things, because when they change the rules or they change the parameters to your money making, you need to know how to still get your money. Like even right now, a lot of people aren't eating like they used to, because it went from, I remember selling CDs when they was $20 a pop, right?
Yeah.
First you had the big ones look like records, then the laser disc, then you had the CDs.
Oh man, you showing our age now.
Hey man, I'm just saying, but they had CDs and that was good. Now they didn't took the CDs away from you now.
Yeah.
And streaming companies don't pay you.
No.
You know what I'm saying? So you getting the plays, you getting the notoriety, but you're not getting the real dollars that you used to get off the, you know what I'm saying, off the hard copies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's different. They don't even make the cards for CDs.
Yeah, so you got to be able to adapt and change.
Yeah. And that's where a lot of people go and they cultivate and they do other things. And what I always tell people is, if you are in music or whatever you do, have something else. Do something else as well. You can live completely outside the box. You don't have to be one-dimensional. Even if you work a day job, make sure that just the same dedication that you give working for those people, you give it back to yourself. You pay it back to yourself, because they'll replace you, but you can't replace you.
And it's so much more rewarding when you do it for yourself, because at the end of the day, you get everything. And if you're working hard, you say, it's for me. It's not I did this and they didn't appreciate me. It's for me.
Right. And there's nothing like creating an avenue for other people to have a way to take care of their families. So it makes me feel good to hire someone new, you know what I'm saying? And be able to put them in a position to say, okay, I'm working, It feels good.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. That's part of the fitness thing, is just to be able to change people's lives from not appreciating how they look in the mirror to they can't stop being in the mirror, to see them smiling, to see them showing off this, just to know you changing people's lives. It's more than just a humbling feeling. It actually is like an adrenaline rush.
Yes,
So,
being impactful and purposeful. Because I always tell people, when I leave this earth, my footprints in the sand is going to be the number of lives that I've impacted while I was here, in any kind of capacity that I can, whether it's offering an encouraging word, whether it's putting them in the rooms where they can make money, whether it's highlighting them right here on Outside the Box. These are my footprints in the sand. This is what people will be able to go back and see, you know what I'm saying? So it makes me feel good just to be able to create a platform that highlight people that are doing amazing things in our community, because people like us that came from where we came from need to be able to see it. Our young men, our young women, they need to be able to see that we can go out and build our own gyms and have our own studios and our own clothing lines and juice companies and all those things. We can do it, and together we can definitely win, because we are better together, and it's always collaboration over competition.
Already, and I just want to say, for myself and probably every other guest that's been on and all the guests that's gonna come on, that we appreciate having this platform so that we can share what we doing with the world, so that each one teach one, and we keep that going.
Yeah, well, I love it. Well, we're going to get ready to wrap up the show, but before we go, I want to remind our viewers and our watchers where they can find you. Now, you have a whole bunch of socials, so we're going to get right to it. If they like the music and they want to follow your music Instagram, we have The Real Mr. God. I'm sorry, I could spell God. The real Mr. DOG 253, and we also have Instagram for Revolushon Fitness. That is at Revolushon Fitness, spelled with SHON. Then he also has his merch. Make sure you guys go order you some of those fly ass socks and those tights. Get your workout gear right. Go to Revolushon Fitness. Revolushon Sportswear.
Yes, ma'am.
And then you also have a Facebook, because I'm still in the Facebook community.
No, it still works.
Yes, indeed. Revolushon Fitness Facebook, and he also has a Revolushon Sportswear Facebook page. And for the website, if you want to go to the website, find out more information about how to get to work, how to get that body right, because the summer ain't over yet. Make sure you go to www.revolutionfitness.com. And you also have a YouTube for your music.
Yes, I
Yes,
do.
indeed. Mr. DLG's, the real Mr. DLG 253. And there's also a YouTube for Revolushon Fitness. Make sure you guys go hit those subscribe buttons, click the bell notification so you can be notified when he drops new content. We want to remind our viewers and our watchers that today's show has been powered by Swan Isle Sea Moss and Beverages. Make sure you get your organic sea moss and your beverages, your sea moss infused fruit beverages from Swan Isle. And I want to remind our viewers and our watchers that we are on multiple platforms. You can find us everywhere: Anchor, Spotify, Google, Stitcher, Third Coast TV, iHeartRadio, Hip Hop Streets. We're just everywhere. Find a platform that works for you. And if you like what you hear, you like what you see, be sure to join the Outside the Box community at the Outside the Box with Onney YouTube page. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Click that bell notification so you can be notified when we drop a new segment. We are trying to bring our community all in one place, and that's where I would love to find you guys. If you comment, I will reply. Make sure you comment, share, like, tell a friend to join the movement. And if you like to create content as well, we have several studio spaces right here at Onney Studios. You can go to www.onneystudios.com and find out how you could become a podcast content creator today. We have special packages just for you. Come on, let's manifest that vision. I want to thank you, Shon, for coming on the show, allowing me to highlight you, get all in your business, because he came all the way from Tacoma, Washington now. And so I love it. I'm proud of you. I'm gonna tell you I love you in front of the world, because I'm excited to have my brother on the show, y'all. So I tried to keep it professional,
it's all good. It's all good. But, hey, black love is a beautiful thing.
It
we ain't just
is.
talking about relationship to my family too. You know what I mean?
Yes.
the whole
Well,
time.
when you come back in time, we're gonna have you back to find out where you are now.
Definitely.
Yeah, so you guys be sure you stay plugged in, tuned in, tapped in. Follow the show. We'll be back next week. Same time, same place. I'm your girl, Onney the CEO. You're plugged in, tuned in, tapped in to Outside the Box.
I done seen it all, ain't gon' lie about it. I done lost some good homies, had to cry about it. Ride about it, slide about it. Come to your hood, nigga, ride around it. Live by this shit, you gon' die about it. I done seen it all, ain't gon' lie about it. I done lost some good homies, had to cry about it. Ride about it, slide about it. Come to your hood, nigga, ride around it. Live by this shit, you gon' die about it.
Stop playing, those suckers a joke. That's on my mama, they don't want no smoke. Sit they crew down like a benefit luncheon. It's real in the field when the drill team starts drumming. Nigga, since 89, I was frontline. Was never tardy to the party, but smart enough never to own a body. But now so obvious, obviously I wanna breathe. So it might see a few weeks before we deceased. But not because we couldn't find them. That's on something we stay sliding. The stitching is underlining. The pillow talk got them caught every time. What you thought? Oh, sucker for love, pussy is mark. We coming hefty like the glad bags. Evergreen state moving turkey bags of premium gas. And fire ain't the only thing that's lit. Have my goons corral your hood baseball swinging them sticks, nigga.